Hello, what up? Hello, what up? Today I will be covering a very small topic that probably doesn't affect too many people. However, I found that there isn't a lot of data regarding it, so I just wanted to do a little bit of research and find it out myself. And what I'm referring to is the skystone gains that you can get from gathering various materials. So in each region, you are able to get various stuff. So in three of them, you are able to mine different ores or minerals, and in other two, you are able to gather various plants. So like trees, various leaves, lavender, stuff like that. I'm not counting fish since you do not get any skystones from fishing, as far as I know at least. But I was curious to how much skystones you can get from each region and whether the region you use makes any difference at all. So I tested this in all 5 regions, so in Rudlin, Teska, Aya, Florence, and Rukurang. Jesus, that name, Rukurangma. Rudlin and Aya has gathering, and Teska, Florence, and Rukurama has mining. As for example, if a region has mining, you cannot get any gathering materials from it. So 3 of them has mining and 2 of them has gathering. Of those, I tested first of all whether the region for skystone gain matters. Second of all, I tested whether it matters if you are gathering or mining. So, for example, if one gives more than the other. And the third thing is how much you can get in total. So I calculated the amount I gained, and I made calculations for how much you get per each little plant harvested or one ore mined, as well as how much you can get per hour if you are farming in a densely populated area with no people around. So first of all, just some requirements that you need for it, and just to match the data from what I've used. So first of all, purple turtles were used, so they both have a gathering speed of 2.5 seconds. The gathering was done in all 5 regions for 10 minutes each, and the values later multiplied as well as divided for each harvest that I've done. And as for the ride, as this also matters, the ride was used with a fast movement speed. So it is not the free-to-play that you get from this, like the bear with normal speed, but the white stallion, which you can easily get from the TOA shop after completing just one rotation. Since in one rotation you get like 150,000 of these tokens, and you can easily grab either the white or the regular stallion, and which will allow you to move between different materials or different plants a little bit faster. And for the materials that were gathered, so I'll try to go by region. So in Rudlin, this is my favorite one to gather, and it was, let me see if I can find it. I think I'll have to go through inventory. Yeah, so for the Rudlin region, I've gathered peaches. I think there's, yeah, this one, Rudlin grassland. There's a colony where a lot of peach trees spawn, and you can circle in a small area, and they will keep refreshing in time for you to not wait around. And in total, I've gathered in 10 minutes, I gathered 177 peaches, and they dropped 80 skystones. That means that the drop rate is 0.45 per each little peach had gathered. And in an hour, if you multiply those 10 minutes by 6, you are potentially looking at 480 skystones per hour. Now, jumping to the second area, so I went to Teska, and in Teska I've gathered, or rather I've mined the, let me see where it is, that garnet ore. I think I mined it in the Sakal Desert, this one. And in total, I've gotten 195 red garnets, which landed me 180 skystones. So the calculation for those means that you get 0.92 per ore harvested, so almost one skystone per each mining tick. And in total, you are looking at around 1080 skystones per hour. Now for the third area, I went to Aya, and there I've gathered the kiwi plants or the kiwi trees. So yeah, these ones, I think I went to the colony as well here, and there was of course, just the premise for all of these, I found spots that by the time I make a small loop to gather all materials, all of them have already respawned, so there is no downtime at all. And in the 10 minutes, I gathered 182 kiwis, which landed me 210 skystones, meaning you get around 1.15 skystones per kiwi harvested, and in total you are looking at 1260 per hour. For the fourth area, so the Florence continent, I've gathered gold. So let me see where the gold is. Yeah, this one, gold mineral. I went to the gold outcrop here. And in 10 minutes, I've gathered 187 gold, which landed me a total of 405 skystones. So potentially you are looking at around 2.17 skystones per gold harvested, and in total that is around 2,430 skystones per hour. So the gains are, I'd say, in my opinion, skystones, if you really need them, they become worth gathering around Florence continent. In the previous three, the gains are simply too low for the time invested. And yeah, and for the fifth one, so the Rokurangma region, I've went for the red diamonds, as I found those have the best concentration in a single spot. I went to the diamond outcrop here, and in total I've gotten 136 red diamonds, and in total that landed me 540 skystones in 10 minutes. And after making the calculation, that is sitting at 3.97 skystones per red diamond harvested, so very close to 4 per harvest. And in total, I've received 3,240 skystones per hour. Or rather, not received, but potentially you're looking at such rates. So, in conclusion, is it worth farming skystones via gathering crops? Ultimately, that depends on how much free time you have. In my opinion, the skystone you can get from regular content is already pretty good. I've already made a video on how you can get around 26,000 per day on average, and that is not even including the battlefield, where after the release, the gain of skystones pretty much in good cases doubled, but in rare cases at least got multiplied by like 1.5 times. So potentially you're looking at around 40 to 50,000 skystones per hour. So if you are able to gather 24 hours a day, of course you will make a big dent, and you're potentially looking at like 70,000 skystones per day of non-stop gathering. But of course, unless you are running bots and are a human being, you will not be able to farm that many skystones that efficiently. Since keep in mind that whilst farming these materials, I was concentrated on finding the best routes all the time, and it wasn't like looking at the video or anything like that by barely paying attention. So if you do have time, I'd say it is definitely decent, and the place to harvest them is of course the Rokurangma region, as other ones do drop lower amounts, and actually significantly lower amounts, especially in the first three regions. And yeah, hopefully this helps you out with the overall stats of what you can get from gathering, since this is something I've wondered a lot as well, even before the battlefield was released, as skystones were a very scarce resource then. And see you in the next one.